We are approaching 10:44. That was not intentional. So by the time that we hit 1:44, 10:44, in 3 minutes, there will be our first viewer, potentially. It is a Christmas season, so they are reporting on record Christmas travel. I am here to provide for you a non-Orthodox People's Fellowship Church, the whole origin of it, and the name People's Fellowship Church, something that was said to somebody who was sleeping next to me in July at a place that I visited, a nice little country club visit, talked about in the members area. Join today. Okay. Have you paid your monthly contribution to that which I am creating for you? If not, no harm, no foul. But if you want to get in on giving back, the PayPal link will always now be down below, or you can get yourself a membership, or you can give the gift of membership this holiday season. Experience the awesome content that my mother gets to experience over at the members area. And she, along with 4 other people, have a comp pass. And the other people didn't ask me for it. I just gave it to them because I want to have more people in there. And over time, I will talk about the power of meditation. The power of meditation. I feel like my mom's gone through a lot. We'll talk about it later. From a viewer. Hi, Alex. Last May 2024, between the 10th and the 18th, I felt the blessed abundance of the solar flare activity. Let's start our discussion there. It felt like I used to feel during those 9 days, like I did back in the 90s. This person's tapped in. When I was figuratively on fire, filled in a good way, not a bad way, filled with the Holy Spirit, traveling, reaching out to people on the streets, churches, preachers, elderly, family, and friends, experiencing the supernatural. It was extraordinary. Anyway, I know this wave is coming again very soon, and I will be on it. Take care. Now, this is what I've been asking for, I wrote. Now, anyone else ever heard of solar flare effects? Being facetious there and sarcastic. I've done a lot of work to help you women and men understand your health issues. You get that, right? No? All right, whatever. Each his own. And so somebody might hear my commentary and be, oh, this is offensive. He's this, he's that, because they're misinterpreting the message. They think I'm trying to harm. I'm actually trying to show them blind spots so they're safe. A lot of people don't see that. And they'll see confidence as narcissism and trying to be a cult leader when you're trying to affirm your value. That's the dark side of dealing with alt media, folks. There's a dark side, in my opinion, of these videos that scream narcissism, but they don't expose 911, racism, anti-themism. There's this whole dark side of the internet. Hashtag star seats, hashtag 5D, hashtag chosen ones, hashtag target individuals. And there's a loophole of dark side content that all perpetuates this person's bad, this person's bad, this person's not a real truther, this, that, and the other. And when I shoot from the hip, this person's not a real truther, it's based on marginalizing whole groups of people from the millions to the billions in a Tony Sawyer's, Alex Jones, Donald Trump sort of way, Tony Robinson sort of way. So I hope you did enjoy that discussion with Tony Sawyer's. And for no reason whatsoever, he removed me from Facebook because I went further in my posts that he and others saw, pushing back against this declaration that their number one enemy or foe in the UK and America, for that matter, is immigrants or brown people. And that's not to defend them or be open borders. It's that we really do have the wool, in my opinion, pulled over our eyes. And it is beneficial when you see the real nature of the nasty, and it comes from friends, family. But when it comes to real friends and family, that's worth a damn in the end. My mother's worth a lot more than my father. Sometimes we have to, I don't want to use the word be cruel, but say tough things, give them tough love to wake them up before the evil one creeps them even further. That's how you honor your friends, your family. You warn them about this evil racist system that's coming for our souls. I'm coming to you from the most evil place on the earth. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not from here, so I'm awake. The people from here, they're not awake. The blacks, the whites, no one, no racial group is awake here. They're all worshiping star cucks and sugar. Their idea of Christmas is materialism, and I'm fired up because I'm sick of this poverty. I'm sick of this crap. It is not love, it is hatred. And God isn't happy with you, and neither am I. So we'll take a deep breath. Oh, Mani Padra. Oh, Mani Padra. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. I wonder if James Dio, Stand Up and Shout, will get me booted from YouTube. Take a look at the link down below. Take a look at the link down below. So I was 86th from Starbucks for Speaking My Mind. You can watch about it there. We don't have to talk about it long time. But solar flares, Trojan man, solar flares. The more of you that send me kind thoughts, thought forms of empowerment and positive affirmations, like I do pick up on that, and I do pick up on and observe unconscious actions and words. We are to ignore the trolls, true, but I do screenshot the trolls in preparation for a book that I'll be writing later. Like I have a file or a folder basically that is send nigger this, send nigger that, to document the years and years. So please don't be like the mainstream right wingers that go, oh, you made that, a leftist made that. Like I swear, like on my mother's life, my father's life, my soul, I will never make up a fake text message of hate. And that says something about what's happened to, I won't say a lot of you. I'm trying to avoid you statements for any potential spiritual people that may be in the audience. But I actually want to say you statements to those members of the audience that are there. But I know in the end that maybe if I upgrade some of the language, that maybe I can retain over time some of the more higher voltage souls that may be genuine when they claim to want to evolve and escape the matrix. Are you genuine? Let's start there. I want you to pray to God right now. Dear Father in heaven, how art thou? How you doing, bro? Can you help these people by chance see what they need to do in their own lives to escape hell? Thank you, bro. Like right now as they're watching me. Can you help me? No, don't leave. Don't leave. My one viewer, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Oh, there he goes. No, I'm just kidding. But any second now. Oh, there it goes. See, and that's what I want you guys to rise out of. Believe that this is black magic or something. For me, literally each and every time calling in the creator, that which sent us Jesus. If you believe in that, I am not calling out to questionable, Middle Eastern or African gods or deities. In fact, I think God wants us to follow Jesus' advice when he says that I can do many things, you can do more. What I'm seeing right now is a hate of Jesus Christ. And I have never been more awake to that truth than now. There's no place in the church for white supremacy and making brown people feel small. And there's no place in the conspiracy movement or being a truther for saying that America doesn't have a certain history. Okay. That America is just straight Puritan all the way. That it's America first, America versus the world. That's not Christ-like at all. Okay. And that's not hating America or hating white people to want to gut out Satan from our church and schools. Have I made myself clear, young ones? And I don't necessarily mean age. We're talking about souls. You can look at me and you can look at my height. I will not say you, but someone that may be in the audience and come later. Someone in society. They are locked and loaded like a frequency. They're on demon time. Okay, a lot of humans right now that incarnated with us, they only interpret spiritual, valuable people to have certain skin tones and heights. And if we become aware of that, we can become spited and gaslit. And there's many, 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 many examples of that. That's why and where I come up with the theories about demons and archons influencing humans. When they gaslight, when they false flag, when they threaten. That's where I come up with these theories that some people have a natural evil nature to them, especially when they don't recognize short brown men covering human trafficking, but they will try to make me feel bad by showing everybody else being recognized, but not the one and only. And that's screwed up, man. I was warning people in 2009. Were you? And so think about that. Those that are in my group here, what is the real reason the evil want to shadow ban me? And how can we circumvent that? God, I ask you now for the vision. I ask you now, I am standing now on the mount. I am calling forth the vision on the mount. I want to thank you for liking. The likes that will come later. This video will have many, many likes. You will not feel disempowered by the lack of sunlight, for the light is hitting you now, Daniel's son. All right. So seriously, God, give us the direction to circumventing this artificial intelligence, zombie apocalypse, shadow banning. Because like I said, it's very difficult to divide the AI program from the human being that has been divided. Right. May you never, pray to God, may you never have to use your mace. May you never have to use your brass knuckles and your gun. And if people would learn to pray and do the martial arts, then they wouldn't be dependent on bad boys with guns, illegal guns, and things of that nature. And so, a lot of people don't learn until God's wrath becomes real, and then they become humble. A lot of people right now, as far as I'm concerned with Christmas, are committing blasphemy by saying Merry Christmas when they have a genuine disdain for the third world and the real teachings of Christ. This year of all years, I'm on fire. This whole type of let's just ignore godliness and make something out of worshiping stuff. Now, I thank my mother for getting me a few items. And if you would like to get me a few items for Christmas, I won't stand in your way, but nobody's offering. I won't beg you. But I will create the option for you to send me light in the direction of material things that can benefit me in my physical health and preparations, perhaps clothing. Okay, I may create an Amazon wish list, but I'm not thinking that anyone would actually support it. Then again, maybe you would. The point is, if you can't afford it, and if I can't afford it, right now is not good for me, and I don't really have a lot of people in my life. Maybe I'll get my mother some things for her birthday, but then we should get for others. I'm not anti-gift. I'm anti everything being about ungrounded, being addicted to fluorescent lights, traveling when it's cold. We really should be in the cave. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to winter. I think winter is the time not to migrate, but to huddle around the fire. And if people decided to separate by thousands of miles because this modern world of planes, trains, and automobiles, that's on them. I don't think that humanity is actually entitled to stress the machine to travel so many miles. I think that is a unconscious use of the human body. The human body should be traveling at peak times for human migration, not in the dead of winter. And so there's so many different aspects of the human society that are out of balance with nature. Let's continue. What is the value of a good man? Faster. It's more than money. It's body heat when there's no heat. It's body heat. And so we have a machine world where the machines are the new daddy, where the Bluetooth is the new man, where the AI algorithm is the new life coach for the young booty short chick. Families are under attack. And so to be spiritual is to have a family, but you can be spiritual and asked out for having a family. Do not judge the single man or woman. Do not judge necessarily the woman that doesn't want to bang the guys to the gym. She may be a real Christian. Do not listen to some of these crazy men in MGTOW that talk about women as property. What I want is women as friends. And because of the toxicity of the man versus woman war going on the internet, people may hear aspects of what I'm saying, certain vocabulary terms, and then try to put me into a box and then use certain vocabulary terms to trigger me and make me feel small. See, that's how I understand I'm dealing with demonic energy, passive-aggressive insults, when I actually undocumented to have tried to help people and to have forecasted and warned about human trafficking before it was cool. And so when I talk about Exodus Cry, Donald Trump, the QAnon movement, fake news, they're trying to co-opt things to where it's all a matter of the white savior and the brown people are the enemy. I'm not the only person that this is not mental illness. So I'm not going to say use statements. That's the third time I've said this. I'm going to speak in a general tone. Whether it applies to you is up to you. There are many people that are brainwashed now by the devil in this world to say, oh, there is no racism, there is no racism. Then they play up anti-white racism anytime somebody criticizes real, genuine acts of white supremacy. And so you have people that are generally mentally ill that think that they are the ones to label everybody else mentally ill. And a lot of nutcases now think that you're outspoken, that you're homeless. A lot of people now are so damaged by their cell phones and see, that's the thing. I'm wearing Bluetooth glasses. You would think that people would Google on their phones health tips, but no, they're becoming dumber and dumber. By the way, I have that movie on VHS. Maybe you might want to come over and watch it. Local hot chicks. Of course, they're not on this channel. I have the confidence today. You want to listen to some Scarface with me? You want to go dancing? By the way, where are your likes at? You know what? It's time for a timeout. Flash dance to the yayo. Anybody holding? Pass it, bro. This is my Palo Santo. But I don't know. Oh, here's my lighter. Watch out. He's got a lighter. Hello, Justin in Costia County, Colorado, up in the house. And it looks like we've hardly had any unsubs in the last couple of days. I've been like overtly trying to send y'all positive energy and not berate and attack. I've tried my best, but I've already like done the gog and bell, tickled you here and there's no comments. And so again, I'm going to say it again and move on. People right now are brainwashed to give negative affirmations, view people as abusive, cult-like, when they have actually tried to help them for years in a soft voice. And that's where I keep seeing the evil now. It's not mental illness, it's accurate. And the people in the future, the women in the future, when they read my writings, when they read these screenshots and comments, they'll understand the bullshit I was put through by the people of this world. For the first time, won't say you statements. And damn it, don't you disrespect me for being a nice guy. Don't you make me regret me treating you with additional kindness. Whether we're talking about mommy or you, you're all kind of in the same boat right now. You're acquaintances. And if you want to work on developing a friendship, if you want to get to know this man that God sent to earth, you can send me an email and we can talk about it. You can ask me questions. What's the future hold for America? You can be a good little girl and ask me and treat me with respect and boost my confidence in a healthy, non-narcissistic way in which you boost your mom's confidence, your dad's, your friends, your guy Joe out in the street. Become accountable that I am trying to survive on the outskirts of Babylon. Okay? I'm within Babylon, but I'm in an area with a lot of people. But because of my intelligence and me privating 400 videos, folks, that's not me being ashamed. You get that, right? That's not me going, I'm doing it all for the money. 400 videos is no small feat, folks. 1/3 of my work that I've done for a year and a half is now gone off the internet. It was all done for what? And people mock me for it. And that hurt. It was done for love. Not a group orgy. Not moving from person, maybe potentially my first deep relationship that might mature into something to where I literally get to exercise my fantasy of defending a woman from physical harm, from the things that I believe are guaranteed to happen. That's what I want. Or to influence women to get rid of anything that's going to be attracting archonic attacks to them in the street with their boyfriends, maybe in the form of an overzealous cop that will target a woman or her boyfriend. They can use my life coaching, the woman and the boyfriend watching me together, instead of having sexual frustration and jealousy that maybe I had feelings for somebody's soul. And that's what's really damaged about modern humans. They can and often do confuse trying to help someone's soul and wanting to life coach someone like a dad with wanting to fornicate with them. And so by being born male and spiritual, you're already stigmatized. If you're opinionated and you had confidence in what you're doing, you can be called all types of horrible names. Meanwhile, if you're not lucky with the ladies, dudes that aren't in your shoes will go, you need confidence. Is this clear what I'm communicating to you? The goal today is for you to grow in IQ and spirit, from the power of my voice and me thinking loving thoughts about you and thinking positive thoughts about you with the power of my mind and visualizing a light inside your heart opening so greatly that it pushes out the archonic interference that may be doing something to stop you from having compassion for yourself. Because you first must love yourself. In the UK, in France, in Afghanistan, in Oregon, for you to be able to have compassion for me. You have to be willing to love your father, your mother on a soul level and rise above the darkness of what may happen to you and have compassion for maybe the plight that they were in, and to not take out on the world that which your mother and father did to you. Now, what I have discussed is patterns of programming with them, and I've seen patterns of that programming, due to 9/11 and the combination of genetics that I fell into. Okay, a lot of things that I brought up have been rational and reasonable, and the future will agree with me if we ever have any evolution beyond this monkey warlike state of consciousness. Will it always be this way, my friends? It's telling me now there's one viewer and there was just 5. Is that real? Is that the Matrix, or is that you? And how could I possibly tell? There's no way to tell, and you must own this truth. That right now in 19 minutes, it tells me there's one viewer. And so if there's one viewer, that means that I'm speaking with a level of force and frequency that those 4 people did not feel attracted to hang out in and stay. And for that reason, we will leave in 2 minutes' time. You can continue watching the link down below. And so this world is a prison planet by people overly identifying with certain races. Okay? They're way too defensive about the unconscious hatred going on that motivates these wars and false flags. You have many, many people from Tony Sawyers and Alex Jones and others that seem to have been at the right place at the right time. Tony Sawyers is a small level, but it was highly disturbing to have such a closeness with him in that interview where he sounded like a life coach, to then see him actually target other YouTubers for just having a different viewpoint on spirituality, karma, and reincarnation. And that is disturbing. Okay, so there are a lot of people in the truth movement that you may have heard of, but you may not have the discernment to realize that a lot of them don't really support free speech. Okay, and it's sad for some people to ignore the real cult-like behaviors from ones that really are that way, and then to berate others that for the first time in their life, they're trying to assert themselves in a world that likes to stomp upon the shorter person. So I would like to think that some of you are learning from me that have ever gone through any type of oppression or pain. Okay, but I really wanted to call the Holy Spirit in to this spot. Now, I've been 86. They didn't give me any papers, but you can follow my journey at the link down below. If you're a new viewer by chance, you can come to my second channel at 2025 Countdown. If you would like to provide to me, if you're a therapist, if you're a healer, if you're a marketer, if you're a businessman, I'm giving you a lot of options. If you'd like to volunteer, if you would like to help me increase my own spirit and IQ by working with me, building a website, editing articles, editing books, I welcome you to email me. If you really like my content and you're super poor and we don't have any bad history, in other words, I can trust you mostly, and we have a fresh slate, you can get a free pass to my members area, but you have to ask me for it. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you're not interested. There's going to be content in the future that will be there, not for the purpose of making money, but for the purpose of connecting spiritually with, say, 10 people max. In the tradition of Dion Fortune, by the summer of 2025, if more of you are interested, I might have my own secret meditation group. We're really bringing the call in for light and God's healing to certain areas, intersections, without other people that shouldn't be there observing what we're doing. Okay. Now, having said that, people are very serious about their black magic. And so if I get very deep in this, there'll be infiltrators. So if people actually do take an interest in non-public secret meditations where we focus on the light, I may have to ask some questions and use the pendulum to make sure everybody's on the up and up. But I am skeptical that anybody really wants to get involved in something that high level. Out of everybody that I've given the Dion Fortune book to that I know of, only one by the name of Tad, took an interest in it. He may have already had it. So a man by the name of Tad, sent me 10 books from Dion Fortune. To date, no females have shown an interest in her work. After giving upon the ebook, there is an interference energy that will come in. Okay, it also happened with my mother. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.